Hello, hello, welcome back. It's the Masters Cup, part of the GT Drivers Career in 2025, presented by the World Series here at Community League Racing. It is round 3 today. Mazda Roadster Touring Car action at Blue Moon Bay Speedway in Field B. So after 2 rounds in the Honda Civic, we are now going for 2 rounds in the Mazda Roadster Touring Car Blue Moon Bay, and next week will be Grand Valley South before we switch to the next car. That's the Toyota GR Corolla for 2 rounds, and then we finish the season round 7 and 8 in the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This will be our plan for the Masters Cup. Yeah, a couple of minutes away from the qualifying session, so just a little catch up on the championship standings. After 2 rounds, we have Blasi leading. Oh, he continues where he left in the Rookies Cup, dominating in this series. So Blasi with 2 victories. B Racing in P2 currently. River Ruckus in 3rd, so the 3 drivers that finished 1, 2, 3 in the Rookies Cup currently also leading the championship in the Masters Cup after 2 rounds of racing. That is, unfortunately, Mr. TCR Racing 1 is not feeling well, so he can't race, so he will lose some points. He will pretty sure lose that P2 to River Ruckus today. But yeah, it's still a long season. Round 3 out of 8, so still time towards the end of the season. But I know B Racing loves those Mazdas, those Miatas, so a shame that he can't do this race with us today. So hopefully he will be back next week for the second race in the Miata. Yeah, so it's the Blue Moon Bay Speedway in Field B layout. So a fast flowing layout with 2 braking zones. T1, left-hander with the bump, and then you brake before coming back onto the oval. The rest is just flat out. And if you lose the slipstream, it might get tricky. So just greeting the drivers and let them know we will be starting soon with the qualifying session as usual. We have 10 minutes for the qualifying, and then it will be a 30-minute race. Sports soft tires are available, ×1 tire wear, ×1 fuel consumption, so nothing to worry about that. 30 minutes flat out racing, no required pit stops. We will have the grid start with the false start check as usual, and yeah, grid order will be determined by the qualifying session, which is about to start very soon. So I'm gonna prepare my stuff here. Let's have a look. So I'm curious to see the lap times. Sub 1 minute definitely. So my practice run earlier on, I was capable of doing mid to low 56s. Pretty sure Blasi will get 55s. With the slipstream, pretty sure you get 55s on your own. We will see. And I don't know, yeah, I think there's still so much time to be gained, especially for that final braking zone and the turn. So you have to drift a little bit and get a good run out onto the oval back again. But now it is time to start that qualifying session. Good luck. And let's go racing, at least go qualifying, before we can actually race Okay. So, I'm pretty sure some drivers want to catch a little bit of a tow for that qualifying session. We'll have a look at those Mazda Roadster touring cars, iconic cars in the GT universe. So I linked a video on the Discord earlier today where I was competing in the Tichney Community Championship 3 years ago, that is already, on GT Sport in that car as well, which was pretty fun. And I was surprised I didn't even remember that I won my split in that race. I was like, what the hell? Really? Can't remember. But yeah, here we go. White Tiger will be our onboard driver for that first flying lap. So crossing the start finish line now, starting the run. White Tiger is also competing in that series. Split one driver there. T1 drifting it doesn't get to the apex. Goes wide, too wide. Couldn't carry the speed. Now we go into the infield section, which is just a kink. It is flat. Oh, White Tiger is lifting. He's not going for it, so abandoning this lap. So we have a quick change of plans. Go to Couch Racer at around about the 100. Drake. Let's see the exit speed. Yeah, you don't want to touch that wall on the outside. So about with 10 minutes you have plenty of laps to get this one good lap in. And also one thing, you rev the car like crazy. So it's a 57 for Couch Racing, but that's the fastest, so 57.0, 56.7 and 56.5 Blasi. So I'm a bit relieved so that he's not doing 55s like right from the start. but yeah, we'll see how he also changed his number, a big black number 1 for the reigning champion in the from the Rookies Cup and competing in the Masters Cup as well. So yeah, the GT driver career, the theme of the 2025 World Series. It's like we have 5 different cups with 8 races each. So we had 8 races in the Rookies Cup with small, slow cars on small tracks. Now we are in the second cup, the Masters Cup, slightly faster cars, not really race cars, but close to race spec. That is River 56.3. Here we go. Those are the times I'm expecting. Then we will go to the Touring Car Cup next, and a Group 4 Cup and a Group 3 Cup. So this is the plan for the season. So we are getting faster and faster with every cup. And River flying. Let's get a little bit of a chase cam action. Nice tight line early on the power. Yeah, doesn't skip the ball. Gets maybe a little bit of a tow. We could see a very low 56.1 maybe with that tow. We'll see. Maybe a 55 even. 56.1. Well done, River. That's a great lap. Lastly, currently with a 0.4 in E2, Couch Racing with a 0.5 in third. Then it is Shelty with a 56.7. Evoque improved up to P3 it is with a 56.5. This Pride. What's that color? I don't know. It's definitely bright. But yeah, Evoque in third, Couch, Shelty, we were running Richie, but I also have 56.703. That's the same lap time as Shelty. What the hell? Jolancy, 0.7 as well. EMO, also with a 0.7. Kip, 57.1 currently, outside of the 56s. Blasi improving to 0.3. Stu 57.2, and White Tiger destroying his car, crashing it. That's not fast at the moment, but so yeah, with the sports soft tires it's a little bit slidey, that car, but fun to drive. 5 minutes in, another 5 minutes to go, and we see Slipstream now. Let's change it. It's Couch bump drafting River, or the two Germans working together. Can they get a front row lockout for Germany? This could be the lap, maybe. We'll see Richie going in for a new run. And a bit of a wide line, so they're maybe they're practicing the race already. Anyone able to beat that 56.114? Blasi trying to catch that slipstream as well at 0.3 by himself. That's a really strong lap time. Ewok in third with a 0.5. Couch also with a 0.5. Will he get the run? Will he get the bump? That is the question now. Definitely taking a very tight line through that final turn, and yeah, gets a little bit of a nudge. Couch Racing did the same lap time as again, 56.545. What the hell? Shelty improved to a 5.83. What's the gap to Richie? Richie on a new run. Here, clipping the wall, losing some momentum. If BMO up to P6. Now, close gap, so what's the spread in that grid now? 1.1 currently Stu, but here it was so less than a second. 0.92 Kip, who's running a Rexy inspired Miata livery. Look at the car, got teeth. Oh, he's going sideways too early on the throttle. The weight transfer is still a thing. The Couch Racing improved to P3 with the help of River, and then sliding it sideways action. 2 minutes to go. River is still in the lead. Provisional pole. Blasi in second, Couch in third, a 10th to Ewok. Couldn't improve. What about Shelty? White Tiger now up to speed as well. 0.6, so very small margins on this fast flowing track. Shelty got some slip coming out of the second braking zone onto the oval. Gets a good toe. Can he improve? Can he jump into row number 1 or maybe 2? No, that wasn't a run. Still gets a nice toe. And it's 1 minute to go, and then loses the car. That bump is a nasty one. Where's White Tiger? 56.6 P7 it is currently. He's going for it. No improvement. What about Richie? A P8 currently. Stu improved as well. So drivers are on their final lap now, I think. Now River will get one more lap in. We have 1 minute overtime. Couch improved to P2. Germany for the win today. Let's go, boys. River and Couch 1, 2. Blasi in third. So also, no, Blasi improved with that slip. Couldn't get past Couch Racing. Still, they got one more chance. during that qualifying session. And so yeah, top 3 in qualifying, get some extra points, 8, 5, and 3. White Tiger is done with the qualifying. What about Blasi? Not sure if this was the quickest, 1/10 down. Won't be improving probably. The couch getting out of the way doesn't want to provide any slip, and looks like River will get pole position done and stay with the championship leader. Will he get a bump? 4, 5 doesn't improve, but Richie moves up into 4th position. So Evoque in 5th, Stu P6, Shelty 7. That's half a second. Oh, someone else improved. Who was it? EMO P6. Whoa. Intense close qualifying. I'm missing all of the action. No, that's not good. So just gonna grab those screenshots for you. We go to the intermission screen. Get rid of that schedule. Then we'll have a look at the qualifying results. So River Ruckus pole position 56.1. So I'm kind of relieved that no one got that 55. I was a bit afraid. I would have been right with them with a 0.34, something like that. So I would be up at the front with them. I would love to race now, but no, I'm doing the comms. So yeah, Germany 1, 2, Workers and Couch. Then Blasi in P3 side by side with Richie. The 3rd row goes to Evoque and PMO. Look at those gaps, basically nothing. Stu and Shelty as well. P7, P8, row number 4. In row number 5, we have White Tiger and Trilancy, and Kips struggle a little bit with the pace for now. Maybe he can keep up during that race. 57.0, so just looking there on the outside for that 56s, but not by much. So we should have an interesting race, hopefully. There in our hands. So 2 minutes, and then we can start that one. Yeah, B, I know you love this car, and I watched Titchley's stream back today, and you did well in that first race. We were racing with the big boys, and had a P8, P9, something like that. Well done. Also crazy to see the names that competed back in the days. Some of them are World Tour finalists now. We were racing with them. We were racing with them boys back in the days. Crazy, crazy times. But yeah, the Tichy race, we were using the intermediate tires with no tire wear. That was fun. So a bit quicker lap times, and we were also using the reverse layout instead of the regular one today, but yeah, still a bit of a throwback. And yeah, those Mazda Roadster touring cars, so much fun to drive. So yeah, let's get ready for the race. 30 minutes should be a good one, fingers crossed. So we are starting soon. The usual stuff, and please entertain us. Do it. Do it for the views. Do it for the content. That's what we want to see. All right. So 30 minutes will start now. On time, I like that. Also lovely liveries as usual. I've also I found a livery created by CLR Co, a cream egg liveried Mazda Miata. Love to see it. All right, come on. And we hear the horns. That is still the annoying thing, but I can't have everything. So, River and Couch on the front row. What about the start? Away we go. Someone with a bad start at the back of the grid. Looks like River with a good start, but Chico Blasi had a good one. Looking down the inside already on Couch. Couch getting the good run. Gets the challenge already for River. Over the bump. Richie versus Blasi, side by side. Blasi on the inside through the kink. They go. A little bit of a tap. Richie still there on the inside. It's still better track position for Blasi, I think, for the left-hander. Braking late, using the inside. Covering that well. White Tiger sideways into the wall. Trulency doing the same thing. Shelty in P7. Might get the run on White Tiger. Kip in 8th. Evoque 9th, Stu and BMO already back at the grid. Oh no, that's not good for BMO. So, lap 1 and you're already off the slip. Big time. Let's see what is possible. So River and Couch working together by the looks, not fighting too much, trying to build that lead. Roughly a second to Blasi and Richie. And we have the next group of cars, Trulency and Shelty. White Tiger also with a penalty, cut the inside line on turn number 1, probably too much, so has to serve it. Now on this lap, will lose some time, drifts it around the final turn. We see some cars going sideways, and who lost it? Kip, I think. Kip had a little moment coming out of that turn. Again, that rear stepping out. And it's too late. So Kip drops down to P11. River still leading that race. Couch in second. Blasi. Yeah, closing that gap. Richie 6/10 behind. And 2.6 seconds, they're putting on a relentless pace. The top 4 currently, Trulency and Shelty, they probably should work together to see some kind of chance for a podium finish. See, but yeah, that turn is so tricky. If you touch the wall, you lose so much momentum. And Shelty wasn't sure about what to do. Was looking to go for a move, maybe wasn't close enough. We go back to Blasi, 7/10. Not really. Now River and Couch, a great run so far. We go to the back of the grid where we have Kip, the BMO, and Stu. So the 3 drivers, all probably with some minor mistakes. A 3-car group there to battle P9, 10 and 11. White Tiger all a bit by himself. Now the gap to BMO, nearly 8 seconds. 2 seconds to Shelty. What happened to Shelty? Not sure. Evoque Trulency, he lost that position to Evoque, if I'm not mistaken. And so we have the 2 battleheads once again. They found each other on track, Evoque and Trulency, every week. They end up fighting each other on track, battling. So round 364.5 on this epic battle between the 2 British drivers. Trulency keeps that position for now. Shelty can use his momentum to close that gap. Now River and Couch not easing off with the pace, keeping that gap roughly at 1 second to Blasi. And Richie now dropped out of that slip. Blasi hit that wall, so could be an opportunity for Richie to crawl back into that slipstream range. It's Miata Mania, exactly, Devo. Yeah, that's what it is. Trulancy, Evoke and Shelty. We are going 3 wide. No, we are not. Shelty is using the bump draft technique. Wants to get past or wants to get those two into a fight and maybe use the mighty cutback to go for a run. A little bit of a slide happening for Trulancy, but nothing major. It's time for... where's my camera? That's the one! Ladder through the kink, the next kink as well. Now, kind of heavy braking zone. Oh, Mr. Apex, will he stay out of the walls? Yes, he does, but loses a little bit of momentum. Oh, yellow flag. It is Blousy. Pretty sure he's down to P4. Oh no, where's the yellow flag? Oh, someone spun it. That looked like a TCR car. So Blousy. Oh, 3 wide. Into turn number 1, white line versus the tight line. And Shelty gains 2 positions for that. So I think, yeah, White Tiger, he had that spin down to P11. Now Stu also with another mistake, 13 seconds the gap to BMO, who's still close to Kip in P8. Then those 3 drivers, Evoke, Trulancy and Shelty, 4 seconds that gap to Blasi, who's right behind Richie currently, but 4.6 seconds the gap to the 2 German drivers at the front. The sharp end of the race. It is like they are not I don't know, separated since the start. And Couch Racing with that mighty slip, a 55.9. So here we go. This is what I meant. With the slipstream, you will get to those sub 56 lap times. 56.0 for River, 59.9, 55.9 for Couch, and the 2 German drivers working together. Oh, another wild tire smoke approach for White Tiger. He's having fun with doing some donuts, some burnouts. Oh, his race is over. That's for sure. So the 2 Germans, very impressive to see how they work together. Richie and Blasi, what can they do? 5.6 seconds. So they are doing 57. So they looks like they're fighting for every turn. And River and Couch just playing it smart, opening up that gap. So Blasi up to P3 again. Richie right behind. And you have Evoke, Shelty and Trulancy. Evoke currently P5, Shelty P6 and Trulancy P7. Oh, but yeah, you can't already break free just like that. So a little gap to Trulancy now, half a second. So maybe Shelty can use Evoke as a bump draft slipstream partner to get away from Trulancy. It's still half a second. Then Kip in P8, 12 seconds that gap, with the BMO trying to get back into the slipstream range. Just hanging in there. Stu and White Tiger with some damage again. He is having something different in mind today, but that doesn't look like racing in a competitive way, that's for sure. Causing some yellow flags on the track for the drivers. So I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Shelty got himself up to P5, got past Evok. 3/10 that gap now. And Chulancy half a second behind, so we go a little bit on board. We get the driver's view. A little bit of a drift, but a nice angle for the run onto the oval. And now use all of the toe and all of the revs. Bit of an early upshift, I think you could rev it a little bit more even. But with that toe, you're definitely not losing it all. So turn number 1, that bump, tricky. Keep it very tight to the inside curb for a good rotation. That looked like a nice run for Chulancy. So through the left kink, basically blind. And now the little right kink just before the braking zone, 100 meters roughly, a bit early. So taking it easy, focus on the exit, don't touch that wall on the outside. That's looking okay, so the 3 are still very close, very evenly matched it is. And at the sharp end, it's still River Ruckus and Couch Racing. 1, 2, 5 seconds. The gap still to Blasi in P3, Richie in 4th. So I think they stopped fighting, and look at that, 56-0. So working together now, doing the same lap times as the leaders roughly. They also had a slower lap time, 57 on lap 11. But for most of the time they're doing mid to low 56s with that 1:55.87. Amazing lap time for Couch Racing. River with that 55.886. So yeah, basically the same lap time it is for the two. So it won't end like that, I can promise you that. So at some point they will start to fight for the victory, but 5.5 seconds that lead now over Blasi and Richie, P3, P4. Then Shelty half a second, trying to get a run. Run, Shelty, run! Gets a good run out of turn number 1, keeps it at roughly half a second, but cannot break free. Those two behind, Evok and Chulancy, just not letting off. Also smart driving. Oh, and Chulancy hit the inside barrier and then the outside gets some damage, and he drops out of that slipstream now, unfortunately. So a tiny little mistake. Let's watch it again from the chase cam. See a bit of a tight entry and then boom, inside, outside. Ah, that's unlucky for Chulancy. So 2.67 seconds now, lost all the momentum. Now it's Evok and Shelty, the two-car group. Kip and BMO, they are within half a second roughly. So BMO used that slipstream to close that gap. We should have an interesting battle for P8 and P9. White Tiger now parked it into the pits, and Stu, a bit of overdriving that car by the looks, had another spin and using the auto drive now, probably also not the race he wanted to have at this stage. So that's probably the tricky part of the race. If you have someone to fight with, this is such a great track, a great car to drive. If you're out of any battles, it might be very, very boring. And for you on that track, And the top two increasing their lead nearly 6 seconds now to Blasi and Richie. So for now it's just waiting for the final couple of minutes and before we will see some side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel racing action for those positions. It also looks like Shelty is able to open up that gap to Ewok. A bit quicker over the last 2 laps. Ewok still has that toe. Chulency trying everything to get back into that slipstream range. So might an outside chance to fight with Ewok and Shelty for P5. So it just takes one little mistake, touching the wall, losing momentum, just like Chulency did, and boom, you are back in that fight. And Kip and BMO, now this can get interesting. Half a second, so you see BMO 56.7 last time around and Kip 56.8, so gain 2-3 tenths on that lap. But it's not close enough to send it down the inside turn number 1. And Stu is still going. White Tiger parked it for now. So 17 minutes in, 13 minutes to go. Like a good oiled, well-running German machine. River, Ruckus and Couch. Yeah, that's a team effort. Teamwork makes the dream work, or something like that is the saying, right? So 6 seconds now of that gap, and they're still not fighting, so not really like doing crazy things. Just keeping it steady and safe. Largely 8 tenths that gap to Richie, so one little mistake maybe for Richie, and one more mistake and he's out of that slip. Shelty nearly 1 second at a good run this previous lap. He opened up that gap now and looks like he can finish in P5. Ewok in P6. That gap stays pretty much the same between Ewok and Chulency. Oh, what happened to Kip? He was fighting with BMO. 1 minute 13. So can we catch that? Oh, he's already lost that contact, so it happened. It's somewhere. And I think now this was Blasi. He opened up that gap 1.2 seconds, so he doesn't have to worry about Richie at this stage. Now I think the same goes. No, not for Shelty. Ewok back a tenth. Oh, he was already a second behind Shelty. Now that gap dropped down to 8.5 tenths. So still there, 3 seconds that gap to Chulency. And at the front it is still line astern between the two German drivers, and no real mistake. I heard a little bit of a tap there for Couch Racing. Luckily for him, he's in that slipstream and doesn't lose too much time with now 10 minutes to go. So the expected lap count would be 32. 11 laps to go. It is now. Yeah, be racing, that would be good for you indeed. At least Blasi is not winning it, right? For now. But he has 7 seconds that gap, so it would take a big miracle or some massive bottle shop. Apologize again. Couch touches the wall. Again, losing some speed. Half a second now. That gap. So one more of those mistakes and Rivericus will be gone. But Richie also found a way to get back within a second. A tenth it is. No, it's not over. Shelty, on the other hand, has opened up that gap. 1.3 seconds now, and this could be the lap then for Shelty to get out of that slipstream range. 1.4. And Trulancy gained 2/3 tenths as well on Evok. So maybe a little mistake happened. Who just parked it? There, Shelty. What? Turn number 1. Oh, that car left over the grass into the barrier. Say hello to the marshals. But wow, I didn't see that coming. So a big moment for Shelty. Drops down to P7. And now big gaps between Shelty, Trulancy, BMO, Kip and Stu. So we just probably can focus on the top 2 now. So Couch Racing still there. 3 tenths. But needs to get a good run this time. Back onto the oval. No wall contact, please. That's better. Good exit, 3 tenths it is. So Blasny 1.6 also. Richie outside of that slipstream range now. Evok in P5. Now, can he keep that position? 2.7 seconds. No more bump drafting, slipstream, tow partner for Evok. I think Trulancy hit the wall again. Lost a tenth or 2. So the gap stays roughly at 3 seconds. Shelty 6 seconds down, 7 minutes to go. And then we have the bigger gaps. P8, BMO, Kip in P9 and top 10 in P10. It is Stu with Wild Tiger still parked in the pit. So let's focus on our 2 German drivers at the sharp end. The lead battle now. It's probably heating up now. Looks like still bump drafting. So will it come down to a final lap shootout? So both a little bit deep into turn number 1. And from, I don't know, just looking at those lines, I feel like Couch Racing has a little bit of a pace advantage for now. He's trying to make Rivericus nervous now. Again, a bit deep. That looks, touches the wall, and they go side by side now. It wasn't avoidable this time for Couch. So Couch will get that lead probably. 10 seconds. What happened to Blasi? Blasi also made a mistake. Dropped down to P4. Richie in 3rd position. What, did we miss anything? 2 seconds between Evok and Trulancy. We go to the lead battle now. Side by side into turn number 1. Inside line for Couch. Outside line for River. Don't throw it away now. And you have a big lead you to 10 seconds. It is that gap, so 5 minutes to go. Couch Racing leading Riverworks in P2. Had to brake a little bit. What the hell? Maybe the understeer was real. I don't know. Coming round onto the oval again. River with a good run this time. Let's get it on board. You see, Riverworks is catching, get the better exit, gets the slip, and going for the bump. Interesting development. 4.5 minutes to go, so probably they think it's still too early to really fight. Couch Miata bit unsettled through turn number 1. This gives River the run. He now goes side by side, uses the inside and gets back into the lead. Four minutes to go. Oh, a little bit of tap again. Now it's... I think it's on now. They're not bump jumping or that much. So 4 laps to go when they cross the line. This is still a bump, so not going for a move into turn number 1. It is again a bit wide. Lost the momentum. 4-5 tenths now. That gap for River, that was a massive run for Riverworks. Couch Racing in P2. Then Richie in 3rd. Blasi P4. Evok versus Trelancy. It's happening again. 1.21 second just that gap. Trelancy is flying, is pushing. He wants to get close to Evok. Final 3 minutes of the race. Shelty then in P7. That gap stays at 6 seconds. BMO in 8th. Kip and Stu. So 3 more laps to go. 2 tenths, less than 2 tenths. Couch showing his nose on the inside. No, just showing his nose, not going for the move yet. But they're now probably testing what is possible. Where can I catch the opponent by surprise? No, it's 3 tenths now. And 2 minutes to go. Both with a clean run onto the oval and a massive run for Couch. This could be the perfect timing. Is Riverworks going defensive, taking the low line very early, but looks no. Goes high. Couch gets his car alongside. Oh, no main straight. He has a little bit of a pace advantage. It is the penultimate lap. Lap 31. Couch on the inside. River on the outside into turn number 1. We have yellow flag situation. Please don't give the drivers a 3-second penalty because of that yellow flag. No, it wasn't. Couch leading River in P2. 1 minute 20 seconds to go. It's a nail biter for the victory now. We see some left traffic as well. Will they catch them on the oval? It looks like. Oh, Couch with a good run, and then we see some sparks. He hit that wall. So I think it was Stu got out of the way, yeah. And now they are starting the final lap of the race. Right about now, this time it's roles reversed. So final lap now has begun. River on the inside line for turn number 1. Couch on the outside. They go side by side. Better line for River this time, but Couch is still there, So will we see a move into the braking zone? River defending the inside line now. What is the best strategy? now for couch racing. Probably brake early. Tried to focus on the exit. Oh, he couldn't get early onto the power. This will be River Ruckus with the win. GG's, a great battle, but Couch couldn't nail that final exit. So River Ruckus with the victory. Half a second in the end. P1, P2 for Couch Racing. Then Richie will bring home P3. Bit of an early spin. Blasi drives into the wall. Trilenzi versus Ewok. Trilenzi versus Ewok. Trilenzi versus Ewok. Trilenzi got P5, Ewok P6. What a close round to the line. Shelty in P7 after his Spinneroonie. P1 and BMO will finish that race in P8. Kip finished 9th. Stu in P10 and White Tiger finishes that race in P11, sitting in the pits. Alright. Intense racing throughout the grid. Not like the massive car groups, but always 2-3-way battles for most of the drivers. And yeah, the two Germans dominated that race today with the better end for River Ruckus. Fastest lap goes to Couch Racing with a 55.8, that is. Alright, so that's it for the race. We'll save that replay, make the screenshots, race result. And then let's go through the race result. River Ruckus with the victory. Couch Racing P2 and the fastest lap of the race. P3 Richie, P4 for the championship leader Blasi. Then P5 it is Trilenzi, Ewok P6. So they found each other once again throughout this race and had a great run to the line with the better end for Trilenzi. Shelty P7. BMO then in 8th. And P9, 10 and 11 go to the 3 TCR drivers, Skip, Stu and White Tiger. So that is round 3 of the Masters Cup done and dusted. So bring up the schedule. And next week, round 4, we stay in the Mazda Roadster Touring Car. Or we don't go that far to the next location, staying in the United States, staying on the West Coast as well. It will be Grand Valley, the South layout for round number 4. So yeah, we will be back, of course, next week here on the CLR YouTube channel with the commentary. And yeah, that's it for this week's coverage of the CLR races. Next week we have the Rising Stars on the Tuesday and the Masters Cup round 4 on the Thursday. So no races on Monday, just a bit of practice time for the upcoming TEC season number 15, which will start in 1.5 weeks on Monday. We will also have some race coverage with real life streams from myself, because we have a full lobby and no more room for a lonely broadcaster. Oh, that's sad news now, but the guys, they should race and we can cover the race later on with the replay, of course. Yeah, so that's it from my side. I'm your boy Jaeger. Have a good weekend already. I hope to see you next week. Enjoy yourself. Love you all. See you soon. Yippee-ki-yay.